object into external and internal aspects. So separating aspect of an object into external and internal aspect. External aspect should be known to the outsider or user, so that user or outsider can use that object. But internal aspect should not be known to the user. Why? Because in future, internal aspect can be removed, replaced without breaking the contract between outsider and that object. It also means that tomorrow if you remove or replace that internal aspect, user will be still able to use that object. No difference for user. That is what is encapsulation. Encapsulation is a process of separating the aspect of an object into external and internal aspects. The external aspects of an object need to be visible or known to the outsider or the other object of the system. The internal aspects are the details that should not affect other parts of the system. That means internal aspects should not be known to the user. Hiding internal aspect of an object means that they can be changed without affecting external aspect of the system. So here I would like to tell you one thing here. Encapsulation definition in most of the sites or most of the books is given as combining data and functions in one unit is called as encapsulation. Combining data and functions in one unit is called as encapsulation. But the actual definition is this. That definition is not that wrong. It's not wrong, but it's not that perfect also. Encapsulation real meaning is this. So even though this definition looks to be slightly challenging, you have to prepare this definition only. In my viva, in my interview, whenever I ask, I will expect you to give this definition only. Encapsulation is a process of separating aspect of an object into internal aspect and external aspect. That means you can take one object, a particular object, divide its internal aspects and external aspects. External aspects should be known to the user. Yes, it's required. But internal aspect should not be known to the user. Why? Tomorrow, internal aspect can be replaced, removed without breaking the contract between user and that object. That means even if you remove or replace internal aspect, user should be able to use that object the way he used to use before. That is all about encapsulation. Yes. Bolo.
Sir, what are we referring to as aspects in this definition?
Yeah. We'll come to know. Now the definition is as it is. Now I can give you example. Example. ATM machine. ATM machine. ATM machine has got internal aspect and external aspect. Divide aspects of an object into internal aspect and external aspect. External aspects are the interface where you insert that card. You all must be knowing this. Then the keypad. Where you type your PIN number. Then the button, withdraw. I will just take only one example, withdraw. There are other buttons as well, but we will discuss here, withdraw. These all are external aspects. external aspects known to the user. So this is user. When he goes to ATM center, what he knows? He knows external aspects. He knows how to insert that card. He knows how to type that PIN number. He knows which button to click for withdraw. He knows everything. Now here, internal aspect would be for that interface where you insert the card. What must be internal aspect? Logic to validate that card. Validate that card. Sometimes you know a particular ATM center is for a particular bank, so it doesn't accept the other bank's ATM card. That's not allowed. So logic to validate that card. External aspect is that interface where you insert the card. Internal aspect, when once you insert the card, code or logic to validate that card. External aspect here, keypad where you type that number. Internal aspect, logic to read that number, to read that PIN number. That PIN number. Yes or no? Huh? External aspect is withdraw button. When you say withdraw, logic. Logic to, can you tell me what will be the logic here?
Subtracting the amount.
Logic to first of all check sufficient balance. If the balance is 10,000 and I'm trying to withdraw 20,000, should not be allowed. So logic to check. Sufficient balance. If yes, if it is there, then debit the amount. Debit the amount. They must have maintained some database. Update that database. Update the database. Database. Now these all are internal aspects. Internal aspects. Now see here. What does user know? User knows external aspects. Where should I insert the card? On which keypad I should write that PIN number? Which button should I click? Should I press to get the money? User knows all this. So that means user knows external aspect. Divide aspects of an object into external aspect and internal aspect. External aspect should be known to the user. Internal aspect should not be known to the user. Now tell me, does user need to know logic to validate the card, to read the PIN, to check sufficient balance, to debit amount, to update database? Does user need to know? No, not at all. So he doesn't know that. What is the advantage? Internal aspects are not known to the user. What is the advantage? Tomorrow, suppose, let's take an example of withdraw. Tomorrow, suppose, when user clicks on withdraw, it takes some time to get the money. So in that case, people will complain about that ATM. This ATM machine is very slow. This ATM machine is very slow. What will happen? Next day, concerned person, technical person will come and modify something. Now you can guess what will he modify?
Internal.
Okay, what will be
Internal aspect.
modified?
Internal
Yeah,
aspects.
internal aspect.
Internal.
Logic. He must have used some non-efficient programming language. So he will try to use some efficient programming language. He must have used heavy database. He will try to use lightweight database. So this logic will be changed. That means internal aspect will be changed. And next day when user comes, does he need to press some different button? No, he needs to press only same button. So what has not changed? External aspect has not changed. Internal aspect has changed, has got replaced. That is the advantage of encapsulation, and that is encapsulation. And the way I have given this example, you can relate encapsulation in other examples as well. Your bike or your car. What is external aspect? That key which you turn on to start the bike or to start the car. When you turn on that key, what is that? That is external aspect. But what is internal aspect? How internal things work?
Ignition.
How engine starts? That is internal aspect. Suppose one fine day you turn on the key and your car or your bike doesn't get started. Then what you do? You call mechanic. What he does? He changes internal aspect. Does that affect external aspect? Do you have to now say, next time do you have to turn on some different key? No, the same key.
No.
That is encapsulation.
Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
can we say
Ah.
that mobile phone updations can be the part of encapsulation?
Don't have to think that much. Mobile phone. When you send a message, what is the external aspect for you? That interface where you can type the message, where you can see what message you are typing. But when you say send, how that message goes to the other person, that is internal aspect. So basically external aspect is all about user interface, which you can handle. On a site, when you say when you select any item and when you say add to cart, now add to cart maintains some session. That session is created in which language? That is internal aspect. Session is created or cookies are created or something else is used behind the scene. You don't have to bother as long as you get that item in the cart. Yes or no? So click on that item and say add to cart is the external aspect. But internally what happens, that is the internal aspect. Yes, 3 participants. Yes.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question. Sir, is there any kind of a relationship or a codependency among abstraction or encapsulation? And if there is, can you please explain?
Yeah, is there. I will come to that point.
Okay, sir.
First of all,
hello,
you try
sir.
to understand encapsulation.
Sure, sir.
Sir, so in encapsulation, like this statement will be valid. Here we modify the internal aspects if we want without disturbing the relationship between the user and the external aspects.
Yes, or user and the object.
User and the object. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So, what will be the difference between abstraction and encapsulation?
I am coming to that point. I am coming. First of all, some more examples like coffee vending machine. I will explain orally now. Coffee vending machine. When you go to coffee vending machine, you take some token, and that token you have to insert in some user interface. So that is your external aspect. Internal aspect is just to check whether token is proper token or valid token or invalid token. Then you press get coffee. Get coffee. Now when you press get coffee button, that get coffee button is external aspect. What is the internal aspect? How coffee is prepared. What are the ingredients used? That is internal aspect. Suppose one fine day you go, you say get coffee and that coffee is not proper. That coffee is not correct. That coffee is not proper. So you complain that this coffee doesn't come properly. So they will ask you to come after some time. Okay. Within that time, concerned person will go and make changes. What will he change? Will he change that button? No. he will change the process of exactly how much sugar should be there, how much coffee powder should be there, how much milk should be there, milk powder should be there. He will make changes in that. So what exactly he changes is internal aspect. What exactly is not changes external aspect. And like that, we can take the example of each and every real life example. So encapsulation is clear.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now we will see the diagram and then I will come to the point relationship between abstraction and encapsulation, which is very simple. So